Everyone, Shadia here, and today's podcast is how do you actually cope or recognize that you're alone, and how do you embrace being alone? Now, a lot of people tend to view being alone as boring. They think it means they're antisocial or unwanted, and the reality is being alone definitely isn't a bad thing. Now, once you embrace solitude, plenty of benefits begin to surface. Now, I'm not saying you need to go live in the woods or, abandon society. Nobody can argue the benefits and the fun that comes along with fulfilling relationships. But what I am saying is that once you learn to enjoy your alone time, you'll begin to grow as a person. And here are 10 amazing things that will happen once you start to embrace being alone. Number 1, you get to recharge. Now, being surrounded by other people drains us of our energy. We have to keep others happy, make them laugh, read their emotions, all that type of stuff. And it can be mentally exhausting to be constantly connected to others. Alone time lets you take an emotional break and recharge. Number 2, you get more time to reflect. Life is constantly moving at like 1,000 miles an hour. And we have to act fast, and it can often be a challenge to find some time to sit and reflect on your life. Being alone gives you a great chance for some self-reflection. You don't have to process the thoughts and feelings of others, and it gives you time to focus inwards. Number 3, you get to know your emotions. Now, once again, if you're always surrounded by other people, you constantly have to read and cater to their emotions, leaving you with, no time to keep up with your own. Being alone can give you a better perspective of your own emotions, and you'll get a better idea of what makes you sad, what upsets you, and what makes you genuinely happy. Once you know these things, life becomes a lot easier to regulate yourself. Number 4, you'll begin doing things you're actually interested in. Now, when you're surrounded by other people, you have to make compromises to figure out ways that the entire group can enjoy an activity. Usually the things you want most are not always what the group wants. Being alone gives you the freedom to do what you truly want to do. Number 5, you'll be far more productive. Now, the company of other people is without a doubt entertaining and fun, but it's also drastically, and it does affect your productivity. Oftentimes, the presence of other people merely distracts you from getting things done. God, and don't we all know this? Alone time is when you're most productive and there's less distractions. Number 6, relationships will become even more enjoyable. If you're able to spend time alone on a regular basis, you'll eventually begin to enjoy it. You'll also notice you enjoy your relationships with others even more. This is because the time you spend alone gives you a greater appreciation for yourself and others. Number 7, you'll be more independent. If you enjoy being alone, you'll feel more confident in your actual ability to be alone. I know, it's crazy, right? Which in turn will naturally make you more independent. You won't feel a burning desire for company or anxiety from being alone. Number 8, you don't have to constantly keep other people happy. Now, life is loaded with various relationships. Most of these relationships are maintained when both parties remain happy. This can become extremely draining, depending on who the relationship is with. Now, once you're alone, the only person's happiness you have to be concerned with is, your own. Number 9, you don't have to apologize for anything. Now, when you begin to embrace your alone time, you'll rapidly learn that solitude means you don't have to constantly apologize for what you've just done. We tend to do things that upset other people or hurt their feelings, and we quickly have to apologize for it. This is not the case when you're alone. Being alone removes all the pressure, and you can stop second guessing yourself. Number 10, you'll stop requiring validation. A lot of the times we feel the need to get approval from our friends and family before taking action. We look towards other people for advice on our next move, and it's something that we actually love. Now, I'm not trying to say asking for advice is a bad idea, but there are plenty of times we're more than capable of acting on our own, but yet we still insist on looking to others for an answer. Spending time alone teaches you to trust your instincts and make decisions without any outside influence.